A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Ghosh.
Good afternoon.
And welcome to My Private Tutor.
Thank you.
Today we are here to take an interview, or I should call it an interaction with you, so about your institute.
My pleasure.
So I'll just proceed with the interaction. And my first question to you is if you could just give us an overview of your institute and the faculty that are present.
Okay. Basically, we are not a coaching institute. Like, broadly speaking, we are not a coaching institute. What we do is we prepare students for competitive exams, basically IITs, joint entrance, AIPMT, what we call the All India Pre-Medical Test. We give suggestions. We give suggestions for physics, for chemistry, for mathematics, for biology. Okay. We also provide private tutors, but predominantly what we do is we facilitate the process of college admissions for engineering and medical students all over India. So broadly speaking, we are into giving premier quality private tutors. We are into helping students with the suggestion, preparing them for the entrance exam, and helping the students get admission to their desired colleges for engineering and medical.
So being in this academic line for years now,
Yes.
so what do you think are the strategies or the techniques that a tutor should actually maintain, or like for an effective classroom environment?
For any classroom environment, the most important thing, the tutor should understand the level and the wavelength of the student. Because in my opinion, the student can be an average student, below average, above average, or excellent student. If there is no proper gradation, then the tutor would not be able to teach the student very effectively. Because, for example, a student who is an above average student has to be taught on a fast track, and if a student is below average, he has to be taught on a slow track. So it's very important that a tutor grades the student according to his IQ level, number one. Number two is there are a couple of techniques that is probably a tutor can adapt. Is once the lesson is taught, once the chapter is over, very effective thing would be to take a test on that particular topic. After that, when we are over with first three topics, then we can have a combined test. So testing the student on how or what he has understood is a very effective way of teaching, not just explaining the concept. And problem solving sessions, revision sessions, and time management is very important. When what we are kind of trying to achieve and in what time.
Okay. So technology is also playing a major part in education today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you think like introducing technology in classroom or technology driven education can actually benefit the student?
It's absolutely important because what we can do is in every classroom it should be a video recording session. Because what happens is if a student is not being able to follow a particular session while he is in class, he can go back and refer to the session. He can kind of pick up things, and he can always go back to the session and find exactly where he is lagging behind. Because right now everybody is using a smartphone, so a video recording is very effective in today's world, because one can go back to the session and find exactly where the problem is.
So do you also second the introduction of smart classes, like smart classes which have come up nowadays?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
Okay, so going on to my next question, like what are the major trends in education nowadays, and like how do you actually cater to your students through this medium?
Okay, like tips, exam tips, preparation tips, the updates. Because right now what happens is so many courses have come up, so many various options. So update is very important. If an academy or an institution kind of have this update, like when would the forms be out for a particular exam, what is the deadline, what is the pattern of questions, because right now the major constraint that we as an individual face in this world is time. So nobody is kind of having time for checking the updates on a particular website. So if we can have a tip, like every day morning, if we can get a preparation tip or a tip as regards when the exam is being conducted, where do we go and fill up the form, what is the deadline. So tips can play a very important role.
Okay. Being in this field for years now, you must be having a lot of success stories of your students.
Yes, absolutely.
So we would want you to share some with our viewers also.
Okay. The major success story probably nobody will have, we have, is one major success story. Like we have a lot, but I would be very much inclined towards sharing one of the major success stories. Like recently we admitted 6 students to IQ City Medical College in Durgapur, which is a private medical college, on 30th September 2015. Please note the dates. On 7th of October, due to a wrong decision taken by the government of West Bengal, those 6 students were kicked out even after 7 days of classes. So they were all my students. I took the initiative, I fought on their behalf, I went to the Supreme Court, I lodged a case and went on winning the case. What happened was, even after the government of West Bengal cancelled their admission was done in a government medical college by the order of the Honorable Supreme Court. The entire activity we did.
Okay, that's like marvelous and
this entire thing was kind of being the newspaper covered the entire story, Anandabaja Putrika, on November 18th, page number 8. So this is,
seldom do we see nowadays tutors actually standing up for their students. And
absolutely, because this was a very, very odd incident, one of the odd incidents one can kind of probably hear of, because even after 7 days of attending classes, 6 of the students were kicked out just because of a wrong interpretation by the state of West Bengal. So I personally went to the Supreme Court, went on to winning the case in my students' favor. They were initially being admitted to a private medical college. With our effort, it was changed to a government medical college. And right now, all the 6 students are studying in 6 different government medical colleges in West Bengal.
the initiative is really very commendable.
Thank you.
So, my last question to you would be, you are associated with MyPrivateTutor for a long time now. So if you could just share your experience.
Yes, I have been associated with MyPrivateTutor for now almost 3 to 4 years. I have seen MyPrivateTutor growing. When they just took an office in Eastern Bypass, I was a member of MyPrivateTutor as a private tutor. Then I went on to have my institute enrolled as a premier profile, what you call it, say. The guys working with MyPrivateTutor are really good. I have had the chance of interacting with or knowing Sandeep, Debolina in that case, for Shruti as well. So it was it's fantastic. It's never happened that I have raised a query and it was not solved. They are kind of doing a very good job. The structure of the website is very nice. They keep on sending tutor profiles and student profiles, and the category wise listing and everything is fine. So far so good. So I wish MyPrivateTutor all the best in the near future.
Thank you so much, and it's so lovely to hear such lovely experiences from our tutors and institute heads. So thank you for taking out time and
My
giving this interview. So I wish you all the best too.
Thank you. Thank you.